I'll give it a B.
Oh,
as
it's
well.
from.
Holy shit!
Is it from? I know it's Japan Studios.
It is Japan Studio,
not.
but
Let's go!
Jesus fucking Christ, dude!
What up, what's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the 57th episode of the Current Gaming Podcast. Today I am joined by none other than Trophy Pops himself, Drew Scheffler. How's it going, buddy?
It's going fantastic. It is pouring outside.
Is it?
And I don't like it.
David, you live in a different city. They could
I
very
was
well
checked.
But
That's
I
why I
wanted to.
checked you, dingus.
Dingus. You've thrown out
Otherwise I would
dingus,
know.
dongus, and something else all in the same.
We got the potato himself, Aaron Weeks.
Yeah, it's good, man. I don't think you asked, but it's good. So the other day.
We got your Tupperware you left at my house for the stream last
Yeah,
night.
fuck. I knew I left that. I was gonna go back in, but then I was like, nah, it's a little piece of Tupperware. I don't need it.
It's not the end of the world, but yes. Something you can keep in Tupperware is milk, and we got the milkmaid in Cheyenne Clark. Who like that
Do not
transition?
put
Who the
your
fuck-
Love that
milk in
transition.
Who the fuck
Tupperware.
keeps it in milk?
Do
That's how
not.
That's how I
do
feel
that.
with my cats. Dude, they're all sitting there, they're drinking their milk. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
And I don't know. Four Eyes, David Morgan.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, take a fuck.
That's a bad one.
It was a weak name for your nickname this week,
Yeah,
David.
it was.
But that's because we had such a big week because we're talking about all the cool E3 news that happened this week. Lots of conferences from all the big publishers and first parties and second parties, third parties. You know what I'm talking about. What is that?
Sorry, I had to really check that this was episode 57 because it sounded wrong.
I knew I was right. I knew
You
I
are
was
correct.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, E3 is going on currently. This is going up a little late, but we figured might as well just wait to record it and like not be a week late on all the E3 stuff. So we're basically this whole episode, we're not going to be talking about what games we're playing. We're not talking about the news of the past week. We'll catch up on all of that stuff next week probably. But this week is going to be solely focused on everything going on in E3. And that of course started off on Saturday with the conferences. EA had a conference that some would call a D+ and some would call a B-. That is what
I
their
own my mistakes.
that is what their conference was. So in their conference they announced Battlefield 5 and showed kind of stuff going on with that. They showed, well, they didn't really show it all, but Respawn's new Star Wars game. It's called Jedi: The Fallen Order, and then they showed Vince Zampella looking awkwardly in the crowd, which was really weird. Battlefront 2 is having Clone Wars DLC coming out. Unravel 2 released day and date out today kind of thing. It is also multiplayer.
Very cute.
I like that.
Sea of Solitude was this real lonely game from Joy May Studios in Germany.
Yeah, very interested in that. That's like
that game looks
the
really
number one thing from that conference that I was like, that actually looks awesome.
The number one thing that sticks out from that conference in my mind is Command and Conquer coming back and having a nice little mobile game spin-off thing that they're doing. And then we got a deep dive into BioWare's Anthem, which is coming out in February.
Along with everything else.
Yeah, February 22nd, the hot date at this year's E3.
Everything's so eager to avoid Red Dead that now everything is releasing together. They'd rather compete against each other than against Red Dead.
That's the I saw a tweet that was I just want Rockstar to be like to just fuck with everybody and switch Red Dead's release date to February 22nd.
Delay.
So watch everybody else freak out. So yeah, we talked about it on the stream, but of course not everybody watches that and stuff like that. This is more of a well-produced thing, and we've had time, we've had minutes, we've had hours to collect our thoughts. So what do we think about this E3 showing? I guess if anybody wants to pick that up.
It was the worst one. I mean, yeah, it was. Like I
Yeah.
can't deny that
I
my
don't know,
initial rating
Square
was.
might have. I don't know.
No,
it was.
Square was fine.
wasn't
People
bad.
who
Some-
hate on Square are being stupid.
That's
EA's was like a lot of shit I don't care about. The only reason I gave it a high score was because I was hyped on E3. I was drunk on that E3 hype, and that Anthem gameplay stuff looked really fun, and it was just fresh in my mind, and I wasn't considering all the other crap we had to sit through to get there, including the Command & Conquer game. If I had to re-rate EA's, D- would be like the obvious pick. But a B- is what I fucking gave it. So I can't take it back, I guess, because that's just how it goes in this podcast. But yeah, I think it was the worst. It was the worst. Whatever. All right, nobody can follow that up. So moving on.
Well, I could say initially I started giving every conference a theme. So
Yeah.
EA's was we fucked up, we sorry. Because
Yeah, they
I
did
can't
that
tell you
on
how
Honestly,
many-
so
saying
was
that
Ubisoft.
loot boxes are bad.
Yeah, I
That was the
can't
best part.
like how many times they're like, we understand that we messed up or whatever, but it kicked off with that Battlefield revealed to have a battle royale after launch, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But luckily,
It was the only one.
That was-
it was the only one. I was
I
like,
was
Jesus
amazed.
Christ, we're
They were
starting it off
straight.
like this.
Yeah.
As far as like FIFA goes, since Charles and I played, my biggest thing was they didn't talk about any of the story mode.
They didn't talk about
which
any
is-
Alex Hunter.
I believe I heard them mention that that's something that Alex Hunter would go after in the
He's going to be in the
Champions
Champions
League.
League, but that's basically...
But that's all they said. So
Yeah.
kind of like they did that with like FIFA, NBA, and Madden. None of those talked about their stories, which I understand not a ton of people probably care about, but there's enough people. I was wanting to know where we're taking Alex Hunter next. And Sea of Solitude looked solid.
Yeah, Sea of
And,
Solitude looked great.
I said props to Dude's Nails on Unravel 2 for Pride Month.
We did say that.
It
We
wasn't
did.
Pride Month.
Yeah.
though.
It
They
was
were
just red and
orange
yellow from what I could tell.
I think it was just
but
EA's
No,
colors, right?
No, I'm pretty
is
sure
not
that it was
used.
rainbow. I don't know. I watched his
I
hands
looked
the
at
whole
him and
time.
it looked like it was just like red and yellow.
I only looked at his hands.
I didn't watch any gameplay. I was just watching Dude's hands.
Yeah.
There were three good things: Sea of Solitude, Unraveled, and Anthem. Debatably Anthem. I thought Anthem.
I think, yeah, debatably Anthem.
Why
What is your
debatably?
take? So you
because
weren't
CJ
on the...
thinks it
I
sucks.
wasn't on it. So, from what I've gathered, it seems that it's an online-only game, right? 100% online.
What, Anthem?
Yeah.
You do
No.
have to be online, but you can play single
Anthem
player.
is gonna be like
Well,
Borderlands, where it has
okay,
a single
well,
player story that
I
you can
don't
invite
think
your friends to.
so.
No,
From,
you have to-
from
it's online
what
I think
they-
you have to be
I
online
think
at all
it's
times.
online.
I
Is
think
it? I don't
from
think
yeah,
it's-
from
I
what
think
they
it's-
said, from what they said, it's a
Alright.
multiplayer outer world, so that's where you can play with your friends and run everybody. The inner hub is the single player thing, and from what we saw, that seems
Require online
to
connection.
possibly
Alright.
be first person when you're in the inner hub. But then, and it's interesting that they're talking about leaving it open ended for continued support and everything. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of relationships, I know, has been a big deal for a lot of people, and I think that's kind of upsetting. And then hopefully, eventually, they add more classes, more javelins, because 4 is fine, but I think there's still a lot that. I know, but I think that there's a lot
Destiny
more that
had
we don't
Wait,
know about
Destiny
this.
has even less.
Yeah, for an unknown game, you know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
rather
Like,
4 that are diverse than like.
well, no,
10
and
that are the same.
and are they really diverse? Because there's a lightning god guy, and that's the same as Destiny.
Okay, I'm
too.
not saying diverse within the gaming universe. I'm saying diverse
Wait.
within their own game.
Right. I just think there's a lot of unknown things about the game still, and
Yeah, of
hopefully
course.
we can.
I am optimistic about it.
Yeah,
I think-
I think I'm more on Drew's page where I'm like very pessimistic. I don't necessarily care that there's no relationships. That's fine if you don't want to have romance options in your game. But
I care.
the fact that there are getting rid of romance options only signals to me that like the story is going to play even less of a factor like in the game, and
That's
like
possible.
I'm nervous about.
that that
good.
is what I mean. That's not good, dude.
That's
you
not
don't
for a BioWare game. That's not good at all.
understand how bad
I
the combat
don't
in the
want-
Mass Effect games is.
I don't want a story. I just want to
That's
shoot shit.
that seems
That's you've got
very,
plenty of other
Also,
games
bad
to
is
choose
just
from.
wrong. But
Nah, I want more.
I will defend
Why is that
till I die.
wrong? Why are my values wrong?
I mean,
No,
you
no, no. I'm
shouldn't
saying
be
CJ saying the
expecting that
combat is
from-
bad.
oh,
No, the Mass Effect combat
looks,
is bad.
Combat looks really fun in Anthem.
For
That's all
like
I
the Mass
want.
Effect combat is tolerable for a game that has an awesome story and like an overarching world. and
I
stuff,
don't play
but-
Destiny for the story, and I'm sure shit not gonna play Anthem.
All right, but that's what I'm saying. Destiny's combat like makes it okay that the story sucks.
But
I
why
banned
why
them.
are you considering hopping back into Destiny?
Why? Because the DLC like content looks good. What do you mean?
Which is story driven.
No, it's not. It just has more shit in it. It's fine.
I mean, okay.
They're
I'm
rehauling
just thinking
a bunch
that
of
the-
shit.
I-
Like, it's not
that
for the
and there's a story.
I give no fucks. What
I mean, the
came
launch
out.
trailer was all narrative and no gameplay. So I mean,
Well,
I
of
don't-
course
That
it was.
is,
That's
to be
like
fair,
how
yeah.
you do a cinematic trailer. Like I don't know. I saw the dev
Cade?
doc and I saw all the new like enemy type things and I saw the new spaces and I was like, that looks fun. I want to roam around and explore. That's why I'm getting in that. Like,
Yeah.
not
I
for the
think,
story.
but I think that like what they're what I'm afraid they'll suffer from is the same thing that Destiny did. Like, how good of a game would
Yeah.
Destiny be if, because the gunplay is so good, if the story was better, you know? Like, if there was some sort of narrative that was cohesive and, like, actually took you somewhere. I think
it's going to be that, but, like, an aggressive middle ground. It's literally going to be the combat's okay, the story's okay, and it's just going to lose its following really fast because nobody's going to give enough of a shit.
I'm very worried about that game. Not to mention, as we've all said, we don't know we don't know anything about the story. We don't know that much about the game. I would say, like, I think that's a fair assessment. And like, we didn't. I know it's a different team, and like, it is. I mean, it's just under the BioWare name, but like the same thing was very much true of Mass Effect Andromeda, where we didn't know that much about it, and then it was out one day, and like, oh, this is why we didn't know that much about it, because it sucked. So yeah.
Well,
but
let's hope it's better, because
yeah, no, totally.
R.I.P. DA4, right, Aaron?
I mean, I hope not. I hope that game's fucking incredible. But also, to be fair, when you're comparing it to Andromeda, like, Andromeda got stuck in development hell and fucked, like, halfway through development. Hopefully that didn't happen with Anthem.
I hope.
And Anthem learned
Looks
from
like
Andromeda's
they
mistakes, because, like, we were talking about this during the conference. You can see a lot of Andromeda in Anthem, and hopefully it's all the good parts of Andromeda, which those were few and far between.
Yeah,
but, like, hopefully they learned their lessons and fucking applied that to Anthem, and Anthem's going to be what Andromeda should have been.
I doubt that, but I think it'll be a fun game, and I think everybody's just hoping for like this super great story that we're not gonna get. But I bet it'll be fun.
Everybody's hoping for a BioWare game, and I feel like they keep showing us over and over that it's not going to be that. It's going to be them trying to be someone they're not, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Why is that not good?
Like,
Because I fucking...
I just think that's like if you were to play Elder Scrolls 6, and instead of a bunch of towns and random NPCs that you can interact with and have a bunch of side stories, it's like, I don't know, 10 main quests, and then...
You mean like Fallout 76?
Right, but I don't think that's going to do well.
Like,
I mean, we could get to that later.
But like,
yeah.
We'll see.
You know what, though? It's okay, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the Mass Effect I've always wanted. So
we'll get there.
It's all going to be okay.
So next up is Microsoft. Also, I think I said D from the start. Nailed it. Feel good about that. D. That was that conference sucked. It was not the worst conference of all time, but it sucked. Anyway,
should we give like final?
We don't have to.
Super final grades. I like that better.
But I like
rating things.
I like
it is a D. You heard it here.
You heard
It's
it here.
The official
first.
current rating.
Then at Microsoft, they started off by announcing Halo Infinite. Then they went on to announce Ori and the Will of the Wisps coming out in 2019. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is from FromSoft. Jesus Christ.
Better than Neo.
Coming out in 2019.
Better than Ghost of Tsushima.
Coming out in 2019. You don't know that, but
gonna be great.
Bethesda gave us our first look at Fallout 76. Then we got our first look at The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which is in the Life is Strange universe and is free to download on June 26th. We got Crackdown 3 gameplay from Terry Crews. Metro Exodus is coming on February 22nd, 2019. Kingdom Hearts 3 announced that they have a frozen world in a trailer that we saw too many times. Forza Horizon 4 has seasons and it's coming out on October 2nd. Microsoft announced the purchase of 4 new studios and the creation of a new studio. Undead Labs, the makers of State of Decay. Forza Horizon developer Playground Games. Hellblade studio Ninja Theory. And then Compulsion Games, who made We Happy Few. And they also have their own in-house place called The Institution, right? Is that what it's called?
The Initiative?
The Initiative, yeah. The Initiative. We said it was. It sounded like
Jesus Christ.
It sounded like a fucking like a dystopian society, like Overlord, like fucking yeah. Then we got a Division 2 gameplay segment. That game's coming out on March 15th. Then we got a Shadow of the Tomb Raider cinematic trailer, September 14th. Session, which looks a lot like Skate. We're not exactly sure. I think they
it was kickstarted. It's supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Skate.
Yes, but I don't know if it's exclusive for Xbox or how all that's working. They didn't really make that clear. I don't think.
I don't think we know.
Then
yet.
After that, Devil May Cry 5 is coming out in spring 2019. Cuphead is
fucking time.
Getting an expansion called The Delicious Last Course, which features a new character. Jump Force was announced. That is the anime fighting game. Dying Light 2 is coming out. I don't think they gave any frame yet.
Chris Avallone is writing. It will have a great story.
But stories don't
Dying Light
matter.
2.
I just want to hit stuff. With
But I'm telling you that if you're looking for a good story, this is the game that will have.
Battletoads apparently is coming out next year. What the fuck? Just Cause 4 has Acclimate Weather and is coming out on December 4th, and then Gears of War 5 is coming out next year, along with Gears Tactics, which is a XCOM style like tactics game, and then Gears Pop, the cutest game imaginable. And then they also closed it out with a cinematic trailer for Cyberpunk 2077. Oh no!
What on the
Goodness
fuck?
me, dude.
What happened?
I don't know.
So,
Well, I don't know.
so
Not control
Yeah,
nothing.
dude, but I like it.
what all
I'm loud.
Yeah, you got real crazy. What all happened with this Microsoft trailer?
Trailer.
Or
It's one
Microsoft showcase.
There's CJ's mind, dude.
Drew's got me all
Best.
frazzled now.
The best showcase at the conference.
Yeah, I agree.
Cannot.
Kind of lost me with all of the like recap. There were too many things for me to pay attention
Exactly.
to. You're going through it real fast, but they did do that little like indie games montage. So like here's the other
Below
games
is
that
in
nobody
there.
gives a shit about that I actually give a shit about.
Mhm.
Sable is one of those things that they showed off that they
Is that the Fox
showed
one?
at the PC.
No, that's
it's-
Tunic.
It's
Oh,
the,
Tunic game
like
looks
cool
fucking
like
cool, too.
line drawn like.
Didn't
showed
they-
it later at the PC gaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say they showed more there.
There was a trailer with a new song by Japanese Breakfast. She's doing like the whole soundtrack, and that's really
They-
exciting. It looks really, really pretty, and
People
I'm
are
very
like,
excited
oh,
for
this
that.
conference wasn't that good because they didn't have any exclusives. And I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather see like a bunch of games that I didn't know about than like 4 games I did know about just because they're exclusive. And I'm looking at you,
Sure.
Sony. Like, that's like so much more exciting. I don't care that they're not exclusive. This is just Microsoft showing us
Microsoft at you, Sony.
they're showing us that their focus is on games, but not only on games, but we're totally glancing over the Games Pass stuff that they talked about. They added
Yeah.
a bunch of games to Games Pass, and they said the service is doing awesome, which is like super great because that's like I say Xbox Next Gen like not as a joke. Like Games Pass, if Sony doesn't step up and do something like that, you can't beat that kind of shit. Like that is definitively like the way to play games for like a low cost and just go through things that you wouldn't have normally even tried. Like I'd still like to play the Sony exclusives. Like I'll probably still get a Sony console, but if I get an Xbox or something, it's gonna be for Games Pass and it's gonna be for backwards compatibility, which I assume it'll still support because that's been successful for them. They really brought it, and they said like, look, we're a multi-platform company. We're not focusing so much on exclusives anymore. But
Well,
that's
see,
okay.
that's where I completely disagree with that, and that I feel like in this conference more than they've ever done in the past, this whole generation, they said, hey, we are going to focus exclusives anymore. We bought 5 studios.
That's true. They
To
did
like
do that.
explicitly do that. I mean, like Undead Labs and the Forza dev. Not really. If they're just going to keep doing those games,
Those are
that's
pretty much already given.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, they could, because now they aren't like second party kind of relationships. They could maybe do something else, or like expand or something like that. Maybe have a second team going for stuff for Microsoft. But the creation of a new studio, the purchasing of Ninja Theory, which is like way out of left field because Hellblade wasn't exclusive on PS4. It eventually did come to Xbox, but it was way later on. So that's really weird that they got into bed with them. And then the developer of We Happy, get into bed is a common expression. Very
Yeah.
common.
It's not.
I didn't like
It's
it.
common, but it's not liked.
It's a very common expression.
it was a very weird use of it.
It was. That is how you use that expression.
I know, but like in your sentence, it just made me feel weird.
Don't
You're
say
making
that
me
again.
uncomfortable.
Then the We Happy Few dev jumped into bed with Microsoft for I tried to fix that, or not fix it, say it as in a worse way in that sentence. But
That
You
game-
did it.
they're making it, and that's interesting. I don't think that game's gonna be that
Yeah.
good, to be totally honest. But
No, I think it's
Okay.
bad.
but I'm interested to see what goes on with them in their renewed. That honestly is what made it. Outside of that, I think it would have been just like a regular, like solid conference again, with games like basically they're showing games that I'm gonna play on PS4, like that Sekiro game I'm gonna play on PS4, Captain Spirit I'm gonna play on PS4, Metro Exodus if I played it I'd play on PS4, Kingdom Hearts same thing. So like that part of the conference, in my opinion, is the biggest thing because it shows what the Xbox brand is going to be like kind of going forward.
Yeah.
I think their pacing helped a lot too. Like our biggest problem with a lot of the other conferences was like how shitty the like segues between the different things they were showing off was. Like especially Bethesda at the beginning of it was like awkward as fuck, and then like Sony especially, where we had that pretty cool intro and then this just
Hard stop.
Yeah, and then that was painful. But Microsoft, it was like pretty much one thing after the other the whole time.
Bang, bang,
at the
bang.
end, they just showed off a whole bunch of games back to back. So I think that helped them a lot, even though the things they showed weren't necessarily things that I care about the most. Like there were things at Sony and Nintendo that I cared about way more than anything else I saw at any of the conferences. But I would still rank Microsoft up there pretty high.
And yeah, and like what you were saying, like the few times they did come out, it was like Phil Spencer came out to announce that they had bought 5 studios. That's like a worthwhile thing that I want to hear you talk
Right.
about.
When you were saying, when there was talking, I was interested in what they had to say.
Yeah, as opposed to like Sean Layden coming out and be like, "This is gamers are a collective, and we love games."
Or we
then
have
showing us
sold a
commercials.
billion units
We're-
of this fucking game.
We're in a like I don't know about that. Anyway,
I hate it.
I thought it was a very solid conference. I'm excited to see what Microsoft does going forward, especially with their exclusive lineup. Drew, did you have anything to input? I guess. So we kinda touched
I would.
all.
Yeah, you touched a lot of it. I think that Xbox had the best conference, Microsoft, whatever. I was very surprised that a lot of the games that we saw specifically on their stage over, like, and we'll talk about Square, but there's a lot of times Square showed a lot of stuff that maybe if for a better video, they probably should have saved for themselves.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the exclusives that they showed were fine. It was the best one. I'm interested to see what this Battletoads game looks like. I will not play it, but I want to know what it looks like.
What if it's like a high action like RPG?
I don't know.
like,
You
developed in conjunction with From.
It's from BioWare, and it's like a really super deep story.
Like, that's where all the romance options went. It's gaming
To Battletoads.
No, it's just interesting because like you got all these older games like Spyro and Crash being remastered and how much better they look. So it'll just be interesting to see how many scales can I see on a Battletoad.
Yeah.
Toads don't have scales.
Don't they?
Whatever. How much
No.
rubber skin can I see on a toad? I don't-
Amphibians, not reptiles.
Is that how that works?
I'm not.
Yes.
So are fishes? What are
Fishes.
fish? Fish are amphibians.
Pretty
They
sure
are
they're...
fish.
Fish?
They're
No,
their
no,
own
dude.
thing.
Fish their own thing?
Fish are lizards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fish
Fish
are
are
lizards.
lizards.
I don't know. I don't know. That's how it
Not
works.
doing this.
Devil May Cry 5, Aaron. I know you're all excited for.
Yeah, I watched that trailer like 5 times, like literally
You
the
kept
same night that we
watching
saw
it
it.
over and over again.
Did you watch the gameplay they put out?
No, actually, I missed that, so I need to go back and watch that still. But I fucking am super excited. I love the Devil May Cry 4 and some of the older ones. I never somehow got around to playing 3. I started on 2.
You missed the best one.
I know, I missed the best one. I played parts of it, but I never actually finished it. I've never played 1. I played some of 3. Played all of 2 and all of 4. And I fucking loved it. A lot of people don't really like Nero, but I loved him in 4. So I'm excited that he's the main character. At least it seems like it in the new one. And it looks really cool. The side characters look fun. The world looks really just like dark and interesting. It kind of looks like it might be the same world from the 4th one, just like fucked up years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just looks. I'm super excited that it's coming out, and it really seems like the developers care. Like he came out and was like, "This is the Devil May Cry that the fans have been asking for. We made it for you guys. Here you go." And just watching the trailer, I feel like I felt that, but maybe that's just me being biased and excited.
No, that trailer was like really stylish.
The trailer was
Yeah.
really good.
And I mean, I expect that anyways, but I really dug the trailer. I forgot I had a second page of notes here. One more thing. 2 more things. The Gears of War, the initial showing of the emblem, and then the pop figure thing, terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely
It was like a
terrible.
slap in the face,
Pop
kind of.
figures are cool,
Absolutely.
dude.
No,
No.
I don't care what your
I'm
opinion
just
is. I do
being-
not care what your opinion is on pop figures. With as many people wanting a Gears 5, you should have
Oh,
just
yeah,
been
they
like,
should've showed
here's
that
Gears
first.
5,
Should have been.
Yeah.
and then
It was
here's
the
our tactical
perfect, like,
game, and then
turnaround.
also, I think it would have been better reversed maybe.
No, I get why they
he could have
did
been
that
like,
way, 'cause you wanna
here's
build up
because
to
you can't
5.
I don't know.
deflate hype. You have to build up to it. That was like the perfect way to.
I
handle
understand what he's saying. Maybe not at the if that was what you're closing with. Maybe yes, that's okay to do it like that. But if it was in the middle of the show, you don't want to like get people excited, and then like I don't know. I understand what he's saying to a certain
They
extent.
brought
And
it right back.
Also, pop figures are overhated. They're fine.
I'm fine with pop figures, but I agree that showing the Gears Emblem, getting you hyped for 5, and then fucking
And
throwing
then having
pop figures
some
in my
pop
face.
figures cut through the fucking wall. It's like pop figures are coming.
Everyone's
And
just
then
instantly
Cyberpunk was,
confused.
Cyberpunk looks. I mean, it's just.
Hey, we didn't touch on
I'm
Cyberpunk.
so
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say. It's first person apparently.
Yeah,
fine
I
with
heard.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Can I?
No, that's cool.
Can
That's
I?
true.
Can I be a boy or a girl? Can I kiss boys and
I
girls?
think you have a
know?
customizable
Yeah,
character.
that'd be
Yeah, that's the word. They're
Romance
supposed to have a
option.
customizable
They said it
character.
has GTA 5 level of shenanigans with like all the different systems going
That's
on.
good because
and
they showed a lot of like
a lot of-
different things
a lot
in
of
that trailer
Mhm.
in that
free-
world.
Free play, do whatever the fuck you want.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that.
I'm
I
into
like
that.
that.
Yeah, no, I'm very very excited when we see that game on next gen.
Immersive sim.
Next
Um,
gen.
So this the next conference, of course, then was Bethesda, where they started off with an awkward Andrew WK performance. And
Fuck
then-
you. It was not awkward. It was just a bad time to have one.
Yeah, that
I-
made it
it was-
The
awkward.
performance
It
was,
was-
good.
Like his
they
performance
just-
was fine, but like it was awkward in that room.
I love Andrew WK.
Yeah.
I'm just sad. That
Yeah,
they
nobody
didn't
nobody
like
else
this.
in that room except maybe.
Yeah, no
5
one
people
else
loved
did. That's what I'm
Andrew
saying.
WK.
Like,
Yeah.
but then he came in to introduce Rage 2, which had a full like gameplay
That
blowout.
gameplay was the best part of that conference. It was very cool.
Then we saw the Elder Scrolls card game Legends for way too long, and then we saw the Elder Scrolls Online for way too long.
Yep.
But then we started getting some stuff with Doom Eternal, which is continuing the
Very
Doom saga. And we're gonna hear
interesting.
more about it at QuakeCon in August. Prey has some DLC, which seems like very interesting based on what that game is. Wolfenstein Youngbloods is like a spin-off kind of thing with
Very interested to
in the-
learn
interested
more
in
about
that.
that one.
in the future, but in our past, so like in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it's about BJ and
Future's
Anya's
future.
twin daughters. Fallout 76 is of course an online game, like we all knew, and is coming out in November. Then we got a big blowout for that. Then we got the Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a mobile game that
I
is
forgot about that.
in the Elder Scrolls universe.
They talked about it forever.
Yeah.
They did talk about it for a while. There's also they brought Fallout Shelter to PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and then they also had this thing where you can play Skyrim on your fridge and all, and like and your Amazon
Like
voice
so.
assisted device whose name I can't say. But if that is 100% real, you can actually do
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
really.
It's like a text adventure, but
Yeah.
like more annoying.
Yeah,
I like
it's
text
not.
adventure.
It's not like great. I'm just saying. I thought that was funny, like little thing they did.
They need to make more of those, dude. Where's all the fucking text adventures in 2019?
Then we got I think it's a dead genre. Then we got just go read up the choose your own
Frog
adventure.
Fractions had one. That was great.
Choose your own adventure book. Then we
Yeah.
got Starfield announcement, which was like a slight real tease, and then even more of a tease. We got the Elder Scrolls 6 with no anything
Anything.
about it at all.
Mhm.
I mean,
Pointless.
it's still in pre-production, but they wanted people to
Jeez,
know that,
that
it
would-
exists.
Literally, that's like Nintendo coming out and being like, guys, we're working on a Mario game. Like, is anyone
I mean-
surprised by this? It's so dumb.
I don't know, because it's been so long since Skyrim, and because they're focusing a lot on an MMO, like, people are expecting, they're like, oh, they're just gonna focus on Elder
Of
Scrolls
course
Online,
they
and there's
are.
not
Do you
gonna
know
be
how well
another...
Skyrim fucking sold? Like,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
the
why
one thing
they
I'm
had
gonna
to
be
do this.
cynical about, like really
I
cynical
mean, that's
about.
just
like,
what the community has
Hi.
been feeling, so they wanted to be like, no, don't worry,
yeah,
we
in the
are
next
gonna
5
work on
to
this.
10 years, you're gonna get a new Elder Scrolls, guys.
I mean,
don't worry.
it will be after Starfield, which will come out probably alongside next-gen consoles or shortly after.
So
be
then,
a
like, if you
long
look,
time.
if you
So,
look at
like,
that,
yeah.
Skyrim's not coming out for 5 or 6 years.
At least.
That's you don't
Elder
announce.
Scrolls?
No.
Or yeah, the Elder Scrolls. I
yeah,
said
for
Skyrim.
sure, it will not
Let
be
me-
in the
It'll be
next
like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years.
4 years.
4 years.
It's
The Xbox, the new
absurd.
Xbox isn't coming out till 2020.
Yeah, if you
So-
look at next gen consoles not coming out till 2020 or 2021, which is what Sony kind of hinted at.
Then,
Yeah.
So
Then-
that's about 3 years.
All right,
and
then
you expect it
Starfield.
to come,
yeah,
And
which
then
I
Skyrim.
expect will come out shortly after then.
And then
If not a
Elder
launch
Scrolls,
title.
if they're being launched
Yeah,
by the
that's
same
So
what
time.
that's
they
around
said.
4 years.
That's 3
I
years
mean-
after that. Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
I guess-
look
Why
at a
would it
Bethesda
be
game,
so long after that?
because that's how Bethesda works. Is every 3 years that they have a new game, like Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah, that adds up. They just
Also-
did it to like I don't know why they did it actually.
It makes
I don't know,
no
is it-
sense.
Was it just me, or when they did show that teaser for Elder Scrolls 6? I've not played a lot of the older ones. I've played a lot of Skyrim, so I remember the soundtrack very well. Did that sound like Skyrim?
No,
It was similar, but I think it was different.
I'm just afraid that they're gonna call it Skyrim too,
They're
and that's
not
the
There's
going
no
issue.
to
way.
do
That'd be
that.
fucking
That would be
awesome.
I mean, have you-
awesome. I
hang
want
on.
it to happen so bad.
Hang on a
It
second.
potentially could have been Hammerfell or
A lot of people are saying High Rock
High Rock.
because
Those
it
are
has
the
those like
two
mountain.
possibilities from that landscape.
I think the fact that they didn't call the mobile game Skyrim in any such way like indicates that they aren't going to call it Skyrim.
that's
but-
like,
Yeah,
that's
I
cynical
mean,
even for them.
Of course they're not.
I don't
And
know.
that would have been
kind
so
of-
awesome.
In some way, like I sort of agree with Cheyenne that it does in a sense make sense that they did that the way they did, just because like everybody wants an Elder Scrolls game, and like it's easy to look at ESO and get kind of disheartened as far as like whether or not there's another mainline Elder Scrolls coming out. So like I get why they might slap that on at the end, just like, by the way, we really are doing it. Here's
I
a
guess.
Yeah.
at least a tease, you know what I mean? Like it's
At
shitty
least-
that they're doing it so far out, because it's going to be like 6 fucking years at least.
It's
They're
gonna
gonna
be a
have it
while,
at
yeah.
every E3 for the next half decade.
I just I
Right.
wouldn't
To
be
some
surprised.
degree, no. I
I
bet
don't know.
we go a couple years before we hear anything else about it.
Like, and that's
They'll have the name
absurd,
of the
like-
place next year, and then they'll have.
I think the
like,
smart thing to do would be to let everyone forget about it now that this has happened for a while. That way, you don't
then
generate
you're just
absurd amounts of
disappointing
hype.
people when they're
You're
like,
not,
"Where's
'cause-
Elder Scrolls 6?"
They've-
Yeah,
They
dude,
even-
you're
they-
getting,
they
like,
outright
Final
said,
Fantasy
like, next
VII.
generation.
Like, well, you can't just let people forget about something. It's not how it works. People were so
No.
pissed that wasn't at Square's conference.
I
but
don't
the
know. I
same-
don't think that there was a good way to handle this, just because like
Not doing it so early was the best way. Just
Yeah, I think
announcing Starfield.
that was the issue, is that they heard so much of their like diehard community saying we want Elder Scrolls 6 that they're like, okay, just to appease them, we'll say this, even though it's 5 years out or whatever. But
they were upfront about that. They didn't. There was no.
and that's fine. But let's look at the if we look at the conference
they
overall.
didn't say it was 5 years out. We're just assuming that.
They straight up said
No,
next
they did.
generation, which from that you can infer like
Yeah.
Well,
It's
they
gonna
said
be at
Starfield
least-
was
They said
next
Starfield
gen,
next
and then
gen.
they said next.
We were just arguing
after
this point.
Starfield.
They're not
will
going
be
to
Elder
release
Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls before Starfield.
Yeah.
They
so
out-
I
didn't they
don't-
say after
after the
Starfield?
They
conference.
literally said after
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Starfield.
yeah.
Okay.
I just think that I don't know, it not showing it and saying that we're focusing on Starfield would have probably been we have more in the works, but our sole focus is Starfield. That's our next game after Fallout 76, and it will be
Yeah.
next gen title.
Yeah, but
Like,
now
'cause-
it kind of feels like they have two things in the oven at once. Whereas Bethesda Game Studios has constantly been Skyrim, Fallout, Skyrim, Fallout, Skyrim, Fallout.
And now it's gonna be
Yeah, now they're trying something new.
Well, now they're putting in Starlink, but it's also we still also want to have Elder Scrolls.
Starfield.
God damn it, I did it again. Damn you, David, for bringing that into my head.
Fucked up.
But them having both of them on that we know about at once, I don't know. It feels I don't know. It's just bad. It's gonna be like Final Fantasy versus 13 kind of situation, where it's gonna be there forever, and you're never gonna get.
We'll see next year how they handle it.
I think it's good that they're breaking up the traditional, they're launching a new IP.
That's
instead of
awesome.
it being the classic
that's
Elder
fun.
Scrolls, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, they're
That's
doing something
awesome.
different. So you're going to split your community into two camps, kind of. There's going to be the camp of people that are excited about a new IP. Then there's going to be the camp that's like, well, fuck you, I want my Elder Scrolls. Well, you're pissing off somebody no matter what you do.
I don't.
So I don't. They didn't handle this poorly. I would.
I
argue.
don't I don't remember people when they announced Fallout 4 being like, "Where's my Elder Scrolls?" I don't remember people doing that.
What I was saying is that you've got the hardcore Bethesda fans that expect Fallout, then they expect Elder Scrolls, then Fallout, then Elder Scrolls. Where when you throw this in the mix, that throws off the entire timeline by who knows how many fucking years.
Not to
Yeah,
mention
but
that's gonna
another
annoy people.
Fallout game.
Yeah, but
now.
even those people that expect that lineup are still okay with Fallout 76 coming out, which is the one after.
Yeah.
4.
So I guess when
Fallout
you talk
game.
about Fallout 76, what do we think about that kind of stuff?
The game is going to be boring.
Yeah,
I
I
think
read.
I think
there was
great.
an interview after the fact with Todd Howard where he said you will be always online, and even though you can play it solo, you'll see other human
You are
people
always in a
in
server.
your game. So I don't know how people are going to
There are
receive that. There are no
no
NPCs.
NPCs.
No NPCs other than robots, which is
What about quest givers?
I don't think there are any.
There are 100% quests in the game. He said that on stage.
He said there are quests, but
Maybe
How do we
he
know
said
they
there are
come
no
from a computer?
NPCs.
Daily quests,
So,
dude. They'll be
You'll
like
probably
daily
like
objectives.
get them from like items in the world and
I'm
like.
betting that now they're gonna be like.
That's
they're gonna,
fucking stupid if that's the case.
I mean, how are you supposed to put a story in a game like this? It's supposed to be like an endless freeform survival thing. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I think this game is gonna have a really strong, like, small niche community, but other than that, it's not gonna see much.
Yeah, I think it's a too little, too late kind of thing. I think the whole survival and this type of game is like kind of past, is like its peak. And yeah, you came
it
up with the
hasn't
idea
been
of
done
4
really
years.
well. Is the problem?
Yeah, but
Like,
And
but they said
Fallout,
they
I
came
don't
up with
think Fallout's the game to do it really well.
no,
No,
it's
but-
not. I'm just saying, like, people.
Well, I
There's
think
a
it kinda-
community like Rust has a lot of concurrent players, and like people like that kind of shit. It's just like, it's so hard to keep it like current and keep it like fresh because essentially it just turns into player griefing, which they've completely
Yeah.
like endorsed through
Well,
these
no,
nukes.
they said they're still trying to work on.
Yeah, good luck.
Dealing with
Yeah, I don't know
that,
how you
but
get
yeah.
that. Like, I don't hate like when it's like malicious. I don't know, like because at the same time, like if
whole-
that's like the
That's the point.
end point of the game. The thing that really worries me is like how much combat they were showing in that thing. Like the Fallout combat is not good. Like
No.
VATS is fun.
Oh yeah, no, they also said VATS is real time in this.
So it basically-
That's like
so it's
not,
basically not
good.
VATS.
Like
Yeah.
at all. Like
that interview
imagine playing
basically was
Fallout
like-
without VATS. Like that was not a fun game. I would
Game
say.
looks like
Imagine
a
playing Fallout
solid-
with VATS that's broken, is what this
Yeah.
Like,
is.
yeah, like
basically.
that is not a good sign in my opinion. Like it's a cool world, but like I don't think the shooting and stuff looks
This
that
game is
good.
gonna get swallowed alive by the Division 2.
Oh yeah, also the fact that it's coming out in
Anthem.
November, like Fallout's a big title and obviously yeah, but like a main Fallout is a big title. An online Fallout is something we haven't done, and it going up against Red Dead, which is gonna have an awesome online community, you would assume. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prey Eternal.
Assumed.
I'm excited to see more about that, or Doom Eternal.
Doom
excited,
Eternal, yeah.
excited to see more about that. Prey, the DLC, I'm like of two minds about, so I'm excited to see.
I don't know. Why don't you?
Give me a spoiler
why don't
for you, Drew.
Why don't you spoil that again for everybody on this podcast?
And then Wolfenstein Youngblood, that's interesting. It
Yeah.
is they did confirm it's like a $30 game, so
It's a standalone.
Okay.
It's
so
also
it's gonna be
on,
like a Uncharted Lost Legacy.
yeah, kind of like that,
like,
which I'm
spin-off
totally
league.
cool
Oh yeah.
with.
No, I love Lost Legacy. I love that like kind of shorter
Yep.
experience. So
Yep. So
definitely into that.
excited to, and it's also co-op too, which is the first time they've done that in the
Oh,
series. So
cool.
that's interesting to see.
No, also,
Yep.
I don't think you said that they did announce VR for Prey and Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah, VR for Prey. I am skipping over some of the stuff that like I feel like
Oh,
we
you're
have
good.
no like opinion on. So yeah, Prey and Wolfenstein getting VR stuff. Then
Wasn't surprised.
Then after that, the next day, we woke up early in the morning at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and
Early.
and because I had just taken a shower, and we saw Square Enix show off a very short conference, which they started off with a gameplay thing from gameplay demo from Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which again is coming up September 14th. Then they said they drove home the point that Adventures of Captain Spirit is not Life is Strange Season 2, but it is connected in the Life is Strange universe. Then we got Babylon's Fall, which is a platinum game. And Drew bugged out again.
Sounds like an airplane is landing in your room.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Just Cause 4, they showed us all the weather stuff, basically. And then The Quiet Man is this weird FMV
God.
Yeah.
FMV thing. Then they also gave us
Terrible.
updates for Final Fantasy 14 with Monster Hunter World crossover stuff. Dragon Quest 11 got a new trailer, and then Octopath Traveler also got a new trailer. I also think they showed the same Kingdom Hearts trailer
They did.
from the Xbox conference in this conference, which
Mostly.
don't
yeah.
do that.
Was it this conference that Octopath Traveler got, like, they announced the demo? Where the
No,
progress-
that was the Nintendo one today.
That was
Okay,
Nintendo,
okay.
Yeah.
So what do we think of the Square one?
The
I call
two
Square-
announcements were cool.
It was pretty good. I liked that it was short since they
Yeah.
weren't showing a whole lot of new stuff.
People got their hopes up way too much just because Square doesn't always have a conference.
Yeah.
They haven't had a conference in
makes
3
sense.
years.
Well, but
But
let
we
me.
haven't
But
needed
yeah,
one.
okay, they don't have a conference. I didn't get any hopes up. But this is why you don't have a fucking conference. Your games are scattered throughout every other
Right.
conference. There's
They're at
no
all
point
the
in me
other
sitting
ones.
through 30 minutes of just recaps. You could have put
And they had
Babylon's
other
Fallen
shit.
and The
Right.
Quiet Man and Sony or Microsoft's press conference. It wouldn't have mattered.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And they
would've
had
saved
things
a
they
lot
could
of
have put in the Square conference and didn't. That were
yeah,
at
like
the-
Resident
Yeah.
or not Resident Evil. There was what's the Square published game that they announced at Microsoft? Oh, it was fucking Kingdom Hearts. Like, why did they put that in the Microsoft thing rather than do that? Not to mention the bigger thing. I think we rated this one too high. If there was one grade I would take back from our ratings, it would be this one. I would drop it lower because I do see the point everybody's making that like the reason they had a conference, you would assume, is to announce new stuff. And they really only announced 2 games, not to mention they have this Avengers game like being teased out there in the ether.
Right.
And they have Final Fantasy VII out there in the ether, and we didn't hear anything from either one of those. So like I understand people getting their hopes up for a conference that they thought would deliver new stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, if I was to rate this one, I would rate it lower. I think we were just so happy that it wasn't a fucking long ass shit fest. Like, it was like
Bang,
what,
bang, bang,
what
here's
did
some
you
games,
guys
we're done.
give this?
I think we
Well,
gave it a
plus,
B.
Yeah.
Probably
And
Like, I
like
gave
the
it a C
JRPGs
minus.
all look really cool. Like Dragon Quest, I'm definitely interested in, even though I've never played any of those games other than Builders. And then Octopath Traveler, which we heard about in Nintendo. Like, I'm still interested in that.
Yeah, I'm
like,
interested in the games.
but-
It's just I saw them elsewhere.
Right.
Like basically,
Right. Yeah.
Like there's no.
Did we miss Control, or is that one of the
No, that's
later-
Sony.
That's in
That's
Sony.
Sony.
Okay, my bad.
That's Sony. Also, I'm like, I know you got. I think Drew played Life is Strange. Did you like Life is Strange?
I played it. Also.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you
the
didn't
first
like
one
it,
was
did you?
good.
No, I liked it.
Oh, you did?
I didn't
totally
play.
thought
I
you
didn't
hated
play
it.
the. I didn't play the prequel.
All right, I didn't play the prequel either.
I didn't.
Oh
either.
my god.
All right, Captain Sparkles.
Captain
I'm not
Captain
about.
Underpants
It
looks pretty
looks
looks
cute.
pretty
I
sweet.
think
I
I'll
think that's
like
gonna be
it.
cool.
No,
And the fact
I
that they're
don't
making
like
this
it.
free. You don't like it?
No.
You don't like? You don't like? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. I was gonna say something.
So, but I mean, this kid has, you know, thinks he's a superhero,
Yeah, it
but he
looks-
probably has
it looks
real
cute.
powers. So,
Yeah, it
like,
looks cute.
He's just
and
pretending.
it
he'll
looks
come
really
in.
cute.
He'll come into Life is Strange 2 probably, or somebody will for
Yeah,
this game,
somebody
like they
will
said.
pass
But
by Chloe or something. Well, not Chloe, but.
I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, that is what we saw from the Square Enix conference. It's short and sweet because it was short and sweet. Then at Ubisoft, we saw Just Dance 2019. We got a big cinematic trailer and then like very like bad gameplay reveal from Beyond Good and Evil 2. Trials Rising is coming out on PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Switch in February of next year. I think that's a big deal. That's coming to Switch. We got a cool cinematic.
I've been asking for this.
Cinematic trailer from The Division 2, and they announced 8-player raids and all the DLC. Well, I don't know all the DLC, but the 3 like packs or whatever are free for the first year. Then we got a Grant Kirkhope performance from Mario Plus Rabbids for the Donkey Kong DLC. Then we
Oh
got-
shit! Real quick, I'm sorry. We missed for Cyberpunk. They're doing the same thing. There's going to be free DLC on that.
Oh, did
in
they
that
announce
like,
that?
right.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
And
and,
no
like-
microtransactions.
yeah, and like it was that weird coded shit where there was like Witcher 3 codes in the
Yeah.
like trailer.
Yeah.
Somebody like broke it down and they saw like there's free DLC, no microtransactions. Are you crazy? And then
Yeah.
It's in a
And
single
it's
player
really
game.
cute.
Are you crazy?
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah, no. The way they did it on in The Witcher was like every week it was like a new like armor set or like a new I assume that'll be kind of how it is. Skull and Bones, we watched a big gameplay thing. Transference is this creepy VR game, and then Starlink has Star Fox in it. Miyamoto came out and got presented with a toy.
He's always so happy.
He is very happy.
Yeah.
It's coming out October 16th. We got For Honors having a new expansion called Marching Fire. There was also the announcement of the competitive like kind of stuff for Rainbow Six Siege. And then to close it out, we got a big blowout on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I almost said Mario Odyssey. Also the Crew 2. I know David really wants to play the Crew
I'm
2.
excited. I hope it's good.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we got a thing you can choose your character. There's a woman and a man character, and they also like hinted at like whole new like the way quests are designed, but interactions and story is like kind of gonna
They've got
work.
dialogue options.
Yeah, they got
now.
Romance, huh?
dialogue stuff,
Yeah,
and
and
romance
romance.
options. So yeah, what do we think about this Ubisoft one?
Big news
good.
for Assassin's Creed, dude, because like I wasn't gonna play Origins. Odyssey looks like the Mass Effect that everybody deserves. So
Yes.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Origins, then I'm gonna play Odyssey, and you know what? The next Assassin's Creed is just this is my new favorite trilogy. I think I'm calling it now. Assassin's Creed is gonna pass up
Assassin's
Mass
Creed
Effect.
O trilogy.
Assassin's Creed.
It's gonna fuck me up. It's gonna change my life forever. So I'm real hyped for Odyssey to come out, so I can have a
Yeah.
great time with that. I'm gonna
Me
play as
too.
Cassandra, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
Other than that, nothing at Ubisoft really struck me the same way that some of the other conferences did. At least, unless I'm forgetting anything, which I might be. But
I'm definitely forgetting things.
right, it's hard to keep track of it all. But Odyssey is. I'm so fucking excited and 100% going to go back and play Origins unless somebody wants to spoil that for me too right now.
It's all a dream.
Yeah, because I was going to go back and play Prey, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to play Origins, play Odyssey. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for Odyssey also.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm on the same boat as David. Like, I really didn't like the first Division, but like that trailer kind of sold me on it, man.
Oh, fuck the Division.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that, too.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty-
I know, that looks cool.
I'm pretty excited. Like they're bringing me back in. I thought the gameplay looked like it looks the same. I'm not in love with it. Like it's the same one with
Yeah, it didn't look much different.
Wildlands, but like I don't know, just something about it. Maybe it's it being summer or it being in DC. I don't know. Like something about it got me excited to.
I just know that they learned and they still care, and I think that they'll make the game a lot better for all the reasons that it wasn't great in terms of content.
The setting is very cool too. I'm excited
they were
for
pretty transparent about like, here's our plan for the next like year, like once it releases, like, because they knew that they fucked up with the first one, and then they learned from their mistakes and they're working on that. So that was pretty cool to see.
Then I actually like really dug the Skull and Bones like gameplay stuff. I thought it was way more interesting than Then like they did a gameplay thing last year, and like I thought that looked like trash. Whereas this one I thought looked like was way more piecemeal, where you're controlling different aspects of the ship rather than just controlling the whole ship all at once with one thing. You're like going down.
It looked like what I would like out of Sea of Thieves.
Like it looked like everything in Sea of Thieves boiled down to just one person, but you're still like having to micromanage every single part of the ship. Like you have to get out of the captain's view to control the cannons, and then to control the sails and stuff like that. Was much more. And then they showed us that you can get off the ship and go like collect your bounties or
booty.
Turn on the booty and turn that stuff in. Also, apparently, Transfers is not just VR, but you can play on a screen, so that makes it more interesting.
Oh,
What do you-
thank God.
Is it called
Sweet.
Is it
Yeah, it's
transference or
Transference. I said
transference?
Transference.
I was
I'm
gonna
just-
let it go.
I
and you
was-
said it
I
again,
heard-
and I was like,
Yeah.
am I just wrong?
No,
Yeah, this is-
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Transference is what they call like sharing your saves in Metal Gear Peace Walker. Starlink is cool, but it's Toys to Life. I know you don't have to have the Toys to Life and everything, but I don't know. It's still just,
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
I know, Drew, you're excited for
now.
this.
I will talk now.
Yeah.
I will talk. I am
He
the
keeps doing
captain.
some fucking like Godfather shit with his hands.
I read a bunch of stuff online. You know, I didn't really think about it at first, but the fact that Beyond Good and Evil is bringing in hit record. At first, I was like, cool thing. That's a cool thing. But then you look at it, how far off is this game? Because now they're just using the community to fill this enormous world they're making.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care too much for that once I got to thinking. Trials Rising is. I'm very excited about that. That's a little far off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't see how difficult something like that is. Like, okay, we say this a lot sometimes. Like, how difficult it is to make a game.
Well, it is multiplayer.
That-
like,
I understand that
Yeah.
the last two have been multiplayer. So
have they?
I don't. Yeah, there's multiplayer components where you can race online and stuff.
Okay.
But I've been saying since the Switch came out, I think a Trials game would be very fun on there.
Trials would be perfect on the Switch.
There's a Playgrounds urban trial thing. Don't play that. That's garbage. The Division 2, as a veteran to the Division,
As the person that beat it.
in 2 days, I will take all of you and we will go on this journey together in DC.
Did
and
you see-
We better be doing these raids.
Did you see
Every week,
in the not this one, the one in the Xbox one, where they're like doing the fake like phoned in like voice chat?
Yeah.
One of the guys kept dying, and then like we weren't hearing it during the thing, but if you go back and watch it, they're like, man, you gotta level up, you gotta spend some more time on the weekends. That was basically our experience with you, Drew. That you were like just
Well, and that's what I want to bring up. I want to make sure right now we will make this pact. As long as money is good for everybody.
blood oath.
I'm on board day one for
this
this
is a
shit.
day one purchase. If you're not logged into the game by day 2, I'll
There's
have
like-
beaten it,
there's like
and I will
nothing-
not go back. I'm saying it
There's
right now.
nothing that I like more than a strong community and developers that are very transparent. It's like half the reason I'm playing Warframe. Like the game is really good, but
Yeah.
that kind of relationship between developers and community is like really what sells me on games. So
And I think that
Yeah,
there's
man.
so much that I missed in the Division 1 because nobody played it.
Yeah.
With me.
But one more thing before you go on.
Go ahead.
Going back to the Beyond Good and Evil stuff. The more and more I think about and like have read about this like hit record shit is fucking trash. Like they got a cool logo, but like you're just basically like telling people make our game for free and don't get paid. Like
hit record pays you, but I don't think they
nothing.
pay you a
It's
lot.
like they have a total of like $50,000.
It was like $50,000. Yeah,
that's
for,
like not that much money.
Split between whoever gets involved.
That's like garbage. Like it's very gross.
It's not good. But the exposure.
Yeah, like fuck
you're
that
getting
noise.
paid in exposure.
Yeah.
I like you so much, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Don't endorse this. I'm just kidding. Go on.
Lastly, the Starlink thing. I don't know how much you guys watch like post-conference stuff, but
Not really.
the gameplay for Starlink looks really, really fun. They said that you can play together with people. I can't remember if it's online or like local co-op, but it's like exploring. They said there's it's like going from space to the planet. I think if you took like what's that game that didn't do well?
No Man's Sky.
It's like No Man's Sky, but with actual combat.
Nail that,
like,
Aaron.
Because I was thinking it while he was saying, I was like, No Man's Sky could have been this.
And the Toys to Life thing, I mean, I like to collect the little knickknacks
They
here
said
and there.
Apparently you can get the pieces without buying.
Yeah, you
them.
can get them without it, but
And you can get them without buying it. And they said there's someone that you can unlock it in there. Personally, I'm pretty excited about this, and the more I watch gameplay, I think that it'll be like a good time waster even, because there's planets to explore, like scanning in creatures, fighting bosses, and like all this stuff.
the Star Fox integration I thought was a cool move too.
And I pre-ordered that Star Fox edition as soon as it went up. I'm not missing out on that.
You're all about this.
I want to play as Fox.
I forgot about this too, and I'm actually really, really hyped for this. I can't believe I forgot about it because, like, I'll say it again, I fucking love space shit, and this is like just literally flying around in space doing ship combat. Like when I played Battlefront
Aaron,
2,
you would probably like this game called Everspace that I believe is now out on PS4.
I'll check it out for
It is
sure.
out on PS4. It's pretty fun.
I will have to give it a
is a
look. See,
Aaron, you might like Star
maybe
Citizen.
not-
You
do
might
not
need
do
to
that, though.
put another down payment on your car.
What is this?
what's that big spacey MMO that kind of sucks?
Fucking the one that's never coming out?
No, it's been out for a year.
Star Citizen.
Oh,
Is that what you're
no, he's
talking
thinking
No,
about.
not that one.
He's thinking about. Fuck. I know exactly.
All right,
what
we'll
game
come
you're-
back to that.
Doesn't
But
matter.
fucking, also playing a Star Fox really cool. But when I was playing Battlefront 2, the only mode I ever played
The
was the
dogfight
fucking like
stuff,
ship
yeah.
combat. Yeah, the dogfighting thing. So I'm really hyped to have a game that's like actual, just like space ship combat. I fucking love that shit. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Star Wars Starfighter.
Yeah.
That's like one of my all-time favorite Star Wars games, like in the entire franchise. The game is so fucking
Aaron,
fun.
you were thinking about the game Elite Dangerous.
I don't think so.
What?
Well, then.
That game had like a really interesting news story. Like I don't know, like a year
Aaron, have
ago.
you- have
It's not called Eve, is it? What?
Yeah,
Have
Eve
you
Online
watched,
is
have you
Oh,
watched the
online, that's,
gameplay
like,
and
not even
everything
a
for
game.
Starlink?
I missed that. I'm sorry.
Have
What?
you watched the gameplay and stuff for Starlink?
Some of it, yes. I haven't
Okay.
seen like all of it, but I've seen bits
Yeah,
and pieces.
wa-
Like I saw a lot of the
watch-
Star Fox gameplay.
Yeah, watch some of the post conference gameplay, because not only does it like look pretty good, it looks like it handles really well, and like just if you pick it up, man, pick it up on the Switch, and I'll
Yeah.
play it with you.
I will, dude. And it looks. And the reason I jumped on No Man's Sky so fast is because like what I was thinking when I saw it, I was like, man, this kind of looks like what they told us No Man's Sky was gonna be.
It's what No Man's Sky said they were, but now we get it. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Talking
me too.
about foxes reminded me of Tunic, which I think they showed a little bit at Microsoft, which was that little like you play as this little fox and the graphics
Zelda.
are all
Fantastic
pretty.
transition.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And you guys said the combat looked really good. It's similar. It looked a little bit like
It looks like Zelda, yeah.
playing
It
as
looks like
Link, like
Bloodborne-y
Zelda.
as far as the combat. There's like
Yeah.
active dodging and shit. The
Kinda
combat
like
looked
Hyper
really
Light
good for a
Drifter
game
is
like
what
that.
I kind of got out
Yeah,
of
the
it.
same kind of
Yeah.
color scheme. Like it looked very cute.
So yeah, I thought Ubisoft. I thought I think we gave it a B. I'd stand by that. I thought it was a solid
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah, it was good.
They did
good.
some good deep dives into everything. So yeah,
Ubisoft would have been an A if they would have teased Splinter Cell.
yeah. I was so sure when we were watching it, when everybody was coming out, like it was the end of a Saturday Night Live episode, that they were gonna be like, and we have one more thing for you, and they just.
I would have
didn't.
been like, I hate when they do that shit, but I would have been okay with it if all they would have popped up is like the green Ubisoft logo and then the goggles. I would have been like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I know what's coming.
So
you know, 'cause it
Walmart-
was all right
like,
for
Walmart.
It was
Canada-
all right for like Elder Scrolls and Starlink. So just give me something here, and maybe I'll be alright with it.
yeah, interesting stuff going on with that. But then later that night, we got to see Sony's press conference that they started off by showing us a scene from the last one. They started off with this really creepy church cult thing.
Like, what's going on with this?
Went into then some guy played the banjo for a while. Then they went into the Last of Us. I want to make sure this is very clear. Then they went into the Last of Us, which was taking place in the weird church thing that they were all standing in. And then we got extended combat section look where they showed off a lot of like really new kind of stuff going on in the combat.
Nobody believes it, but we'll see if that is actually how the game plays.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how the game plays. With the way that
it will, it just won't be that like perfect.
No, I think it could be because you could play a God of War similar to that. You can play no HUD on God of War.
There's like so many little touches though, like her pulling the arrow out of a corpse, her dodging and then slamming into a car,
picking up a bottle
while running and then throwing at it like fluidly.
A lot of it just seemed a little too perfect. But
right, and the part where she like spun around and caught an arrow like perfectly timed with a dude's body.
Obviously, like I think that was all like timed and like they. You know, I do believe that you can have someone in front of you. It's just maybe not going to be as, quick and effective.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that's not a mechanic. I'm just saying that'll be like you'll be in a fucking firefight and just panicky grab a guy and take a few shots and then die behind cover. It's not going to be like a fucking ninja 180 flip with a...
Yeah, but I think that was a cool way to show off the...
Right. It was, for sure.
I thought it was a cool way to show off the way that, like, the new gameplay elements. So, apparently there's going to be some kind of, like, dodging system or something like that.
That looked fucking sick. Like the combat looks so, even though like sure it did look a little bit too perfect, but I like you're saying I don't think that's a bad thing really. I think it's a fun way to show off the gameplay.
That's what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It made me so excited for the game.
And then
I'm sorry, but if real quick, if Ellie in this were real life, if she would have got hit by that big ass dude with that mace, she'd be dead.
Their fucking head.
She'd be dead, 100%.
Yeah, he smacked the shit out of her. And then it went back to her giving kisses to
that big long gay.
What really
kiss,
annoys me,
so
and this is like, I'm not saying it's annoying that they were gay. I'm saying it's annoying that we got like 3 different gay couples in the E3 conference, and they were all women. Like, no one has the fucking balls to have 2 gay guys in a game. Like, what is that? Is that just marketability?
In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could play as the male character
technically,
and
but they
romance
didn't
a male
display
character.
but that's not.
But yeah, they showed off the lesbian romance.
That's what I'm
option,
saying.
So.
It's because
because you can
hot,
also
like,
you can market that to the male gaze
instead of
as well.
gay. I'm not gonna buy this game. That's gay.
I mean, I'm still super fucking stoked to be gay as hell in video games. Like, that's awesome.
They don't have the fucking balls. It's just like, go, like, oh man. I don't know. It's silly.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But then after that, we had what is, in my opinion, the most fucking buzzkill thing I have ever seen, in which
Galactic
they cut away from the conference to show us some commercials and talk to Sean Layden about what his favorite games are, so they could move everybody to a different room where they were going to have the rest of the conference. In there, we got that Black Ops 4 is remastering some maps from the first few Black Ops games, and that also Black Ops 3 is free to play, or free for PS Plus right now. And then also we got not Death Stranding, what was it called? Days Gone trailer. So yeah, but then we came back and we got a nice chunk of Ghost of Tsushima. Last of Us 2019, they said at the end of that.
Right. Yeah.
Then we got a big chunk of Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. It's open world. It's in feudal Japan, which I mean we already knew that. Then we got a trailer for Control, which is a third-person game from Remedy, who, if you don't know, is people behind Alan Wake and Quantic Break, which were originally on the Xbox exclusive kind of titles. So Control being multi-platform, published by 505 Games. That got a 2019 thing, and then we got Ratatouille's Grimdark reboot in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Which is coming out on
Watch Michael Huber's reaction from Easy Allies.
He gets very excited.
The best. You fucking
Did he know it right away? We should have known it right away when we saw him go over the PS1. Like, we pointed out the PS1, but we didn't
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, because you were playing as like a little rat. We were like, ooh, we get to be a cute.
We were all like
the
sad
dialogue,
about the
if
poor
we were
rat.
super fans, would have given it away.
Then that's coming out January 25th, 2019. made in the RE engine that Devil May Cry is also being made in. I don't know if it's called the RE engine, but whatever. The new Capcom's new engine, basically, and that Resident Evil 7 was in. Third person over the shoulder kind of stuff that David obviously predicted. We'll talk about that later. Then we got another Kingdom Hearts trailer, but this time it was different. I was really nervous that they were gonna do the same one again. I was like,
if they showed the same one,
that would have been something. And then we also got this cool, and that's coming out January 29th. I don't know if we ever said that.
And the fucking crazy ship combat and that.
Yeah, the ship
got some,
combat,
like, Black Flag
and
stuff.
like that. And then we're getting this cool combo pack where you can get all of the Kingdom Hearts experience basically, and then that's only coming to PS4.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. Death Stranding got a gameplay trailer where they kind of showed off. I think this was the least. It was still weird. Don't get me wrong. But the most like I understood kind of what was happening.
We started to be able to make sense of things.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Then we
You're
got
like a delivery man.
Yeah.
They are officially making a game.
Corpse UPS.
Yeah. Then we got the announcement of Neo 2. I know Drew's all excited about that one. Spider-Man got a big long gameplay. Well, I guess in the thing it got a big long gameplay, right? Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then they finished it off after the conference. They went back to the one thing again, and then we saw FromSoft making a VR game called
Despacito.
Whatever.
I think it's Deracine.
However it's pronounced.
I think you pronounced it like Dashina.
That was stupid.
Deracine is how it should be pronounced. Then they also showed Forsaken trailer. Apparently Cade's gonna die, but he's not gonna die. Don't worry. And then Rick and Morty's Justin Roiland is making a game called Trover Saves the Universe. Is it Trevor or Trover?
Trover.
Yeah.
So what do we think of Sony's press conference?
It was okay.
Besides the hiccup in the beginning,
one.
I was pretty all right with everything because once they got into the main room, it wasn't as much as Microsoft showed off, but it was like still games that I personally cared about. Besides like one or two, but like seeing the in-depth look at Spider-Man, teasing Neo, which I really enjoyed the first one. The Resident Evil was cool. Control looked fucking awesome.
Control looks
really
incredible.
cool.
Like I'm really excited for that.
The aesthetic and like just I want to know more about that, and I want to play it next year. If I'm not playing it next year, I'm gonna be upset.
Let's be real though. The biggest hiccup from this conference was that fucking Dreams was teased between every fucking gameplay segment. So you see a little bit of Dreams, and it's like it feels like they're building up to some big thing with Dreams, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That might have been the biggest fucking air out of a balloon letdown out of every conference that we saw.
Yeah,
and the worst thing is that I'm pretty sure that Dreams is playable there. Like people are playing it.
It makes no sense. I don't know what they're doing with that game. Like, and it's sad because Media Molecule made awesome like games with the Little Big Planet series, and if that game goes like kind of how I expect it to go, like it's gonna not be successful, and I wouldn't be surprised if that studio kind of closed down or something.
Unfortunate.
So yeah. But I honestly thought this was a really solid conference. I'm excited on just about everything that they announced here, especially like we said, Control was really cool. That hiccup was so bad though. Like it was.
Yeah,
no reason
it's what I'm saying. It was because they
stage.
build this thing up and then don't reveal it, which is worse than not talking about it at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited. I thought you guys. I know David and Aaron, and I don't know about Cheyenne, weren't that high on Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, I think it looks really cool. And
I don't think it looks bad. It's just I don't think it's for me. Like I
looks
was
worse
not
than the
excited
other
about
two
it at all.
games that are very similar that were also announced. It's the worst of the three in my opinion.
Which sucks because I love Sucker Punch. Like I did not.
And that's the thing that gives me faith. Like Sucker Punch hasn't made a bad game in my opinion. Like they made games that like maybe aren't the best. They all feel fantastic to play. Like Infamous feels fantastic to play, and them also with the stealth stuff. Like they were the people that made Sly Cooper originally. So like that could be like an interesting like pedigree there. And like
apparently stealth plays a really big part in Sekiro too, though.
I mean, hey man, that's awesome. More.
It's just
there.
like so like there's one
It
that
just
I'd much rather play.
It doesn't look like a Sucker Punch game to me. And I actually made a joke during I think the Spider-Man thing where I was saying that Spider-Man looks more like a Sucker Punch game.
Yeah, it really
than
does.
Ghost of
Spider-Man
Tsushima.
looks awesome.
Oh, I want to point out an error in the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay or whatever we got. There's no way in hell the guys inside that little temple didn't hear him clapping him up on that fucking shingles, man.
True.
All right? We all know he was up there. right? They just chose not to pay attention
I
to
definitely didn't like the drop down and kill everyone with one button and maneuver that he pulled. I was like, really?
There
That's
again, there
cool.
could be more to that. Where there was no HUD, so we don't really know.
True.
Prepare for the future of
I'm
no HUD.
very skeptical. of
My
that game.
takeaway from this is like, aside from I think Detroit, and this game is nothing like Detroit. Sony first parties in PS4 really haven't let us down, in my opinion. So
No,
like,
no,
I
I
think
agree.
that's solace.
Yeah.
to take.
I think the
Fair
biggest
enough.
thing from this is like, it's beautiful. I think it's
Yeah,
like,
it
It
looks
did look
gorgeous.
really good. Yeah.
Some
Some of the I think character animations were a little wonky, but
I was
like,
too
when
busy
he was
looking at
doing
like
stuff with
the
sword.
I was too busy looking at the leaves.
I think it's about time for FromSoft to get off that engine after Sekiro. It was looking a little dated, but I liked how
Yeah,
honest it
Sekiro
was,
did
too.
look, but like I don't know, like it did.
It was pure gameplay too, which I appreciated. That it was no
Resident
bullshit.
Evil looked really cool. I have never played the second one, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
I might.
I didn't realize that it was Leon that was in Resident Evil 2 also. So that's cool. I like him as a character.
Neo, I know Drew's really excited about. I already said that. Spider-Man.
You want me to beat it and then beat it for you again?
Yeah,
CJ?
then beat it for me. Yes, please.
All right.
I'm the most excited for The Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding. I actually started playing The Last of Us 1 because
Yeah.
I've never played it, so I'm gearing up for that.
It is a good
Ellie
game.
seems like
Make
she's
sure you play
really
the
awesome
DLC.
in 2. Yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
DLC very important.
I never did that.
And then
Too.
Death Stranding looks absolutely gorgeous in that engine. It
The
seems
game's
like
gonna
we
be awesome.
we know a little bit more about what's gonna happen there, and Kojima did have a little blog post on like the PlayStation blog right after, just kind of talking about like how much he loves all of the people he's working with, and saying like there was a little bit of gameplay that kind of shows off what it's really gonna be like.
It's a lot of walking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
some
fine
of
with
it.
that.
Which
It-
I'm
it's-
totally cool with. Like, it does not
Yeah.
have to be a
that-
bang bang explosion game.
No, it doesn't. There was a part where he pulled some sort of gun thing out.
Yeah, there was a
They
couple.
Yeah, the
you
very
should go back
end.
and watch the other trailers. They
Yeah.
shoot at the ghosts.
Yeah, and there was a he kept referring to like the bonds that he has with people as strands, which kind of made the whole like Death Stranding make a lot more sense with like the umbilical cords and everything like being connected. So like I'm really interested to see where all of this goes, and I hope it's kind of there's like a lot of horror elements involved.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
I think that is
Yeah.
what we will be seeing. And then last but not least, today, well, yesterday when you're seeing this, Nintendo had a conference where they gave a nice little direct. It wasn't that short. It was like 45 minutes, I feel like. 45 minutes. to
Yeah.
an
But
hour.
like 70% of it.
Yeah, a lot of it was Smash. But hey, that's fine with me. Started off with a mech game called Daemon X Machina, which is a cool like little play on words. Then
Yeah.
we got Super Mario Party, which coming out October 15th.
Which
and,
fucking hype for that because there hasn't been
Yeah.
a good one in quite
and
some
yeah,
time.
it has all
Board's
the
back.
all the elements. Yeah, the board. There's no more like Bowser fucking car and shit like that. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is getting some DLC called Torna, the Golden. What is it called? The Golden Chamber or something. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Fire Emblem 3 Houses is coming out in spring 2019. It seems like a mainline Fire Emblem game coming to the Switch. Fortnite came to the Switch yesterday. I guess when we're doing that, we'll have
Yeah.
some stuff to say about that. Hollow Knight coming out on Switch yesterday also, which that like Fortnite, that's obviously a way bigger game than Hollow Knight, of course. But like Fortnite's a free to play game, and it's already been on a bunch of other stuff. That makes a lot of sense, or a lot of cool stuff, or a lot more sense coming out today, I guess, than Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, I fucked that up.
No,
And
it's fine.
we also saw some stuff about what else? Fucking, we got a big what do you call it?
Montage?
A montage. Thank you.
Awful.
Help me, anyone.
I didn't know.
I
what
did,
you
man. I said the word.
Showing Killer Queen Black, which is an arcade game now officially coming to consoles. Overcooked 2, coming to Switch in
Yeah.
August. Dragon Ball Z Fighters is coming to Switch, which Drew and I have talked about a bunch.
I've wanted to play that since it came out.
Octopath Traveler, and then SNK Heroes Tag Team Frenzy. And then...
Real quick, with Octopath Traveler 2, they announced, that there's going to
the
be
new demo.
and the demo, your progress carries over into the live game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth downloading the demo and trying
Yeah.
it because if you really like
Because
it,
if
your
you get
progress carries into the live game.
Ooh, I think yes.
That's a big deal because like I
think
cannot
yes.
remember a demo that did that.
And then I'm gonna read the whole roster for Super Smash. No, I'm not. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate got announced, and it has every character that's ever been in Smash, plus Ridley from Metroid.
And probably more, frankly.
Yeah,
There was
we don't.
another
Yeah,
one that was
just
really. Well, Daisy's like a Peach clone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Daisy-
Daisy
yeah,
is
I
a
guess.
new thing.
I guess.
Well,
yeah,
and there's other stuff like
Daisy
that. There was like an
Ridley.
ice
and that
clone,
was
too.
Daisy Ridley. That was a cool thing. I thought they way Drew, that tickled Drew that they explain Dark Pit and who else is a clone.
Ike has one now too.
Lucina.
No.
Yeah, it was Lucina.
I can't remember.
Lucina.
Martha
Yeah, yeah.
Lucina.
But they call them. What do they call them? Something.
Echo characters.
Echo characters. Yeah.
Echo. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was a really interesting way. And then
So,
we got
like,
a
they're
big.
based on the same like
Yeah.
move set and everything.
And then we got a big blowout of everything that's going
They
on.
spent
with
way
it.
too much time showing us a bunch of details that were like, look, it's a new game.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
do agree that
no.
could have
It's
been like
I don't
It-
like you showed us that fucking
in a YouTube video afterwards.
the
yeah,
robot
they should have showed it though.
has a meter that shows his boost. I was like, okay, but like who fucking cares?
That's like pretty important.
that's-
There were also a
that's-
lot
You
of
play Smash.
there were a
I
lot of
think-
small changes that I think are going to affect the meta overall too. Like the dodge windows, the perfect block, the aerial dodge is like
The aerial
a lot
dodge I
more
thought was
motion
huge.
now.
Yeah.
The quicker, like it's easier to do quick smashes now. You just press like A and B, I think, instead
Yeah.
of having to hit the C stick. Like I think a lot of those, and I'm surprised we're not seeing more people talking about this. It seems like a lot of those like small changes are going to really affect the way that people at like a high level play the game. At least I would think.
The guard, the dodge punishing is no more. Stupid
Also, there's
dancing
diminishing
forever.
returns on the dodges.
Yeah, that's
which is
awesome.
like kind of a
It's
big
gonna-
deal.
which is-
Make things a lot easier.
That is very cool. It gets and the whole when it's 1v1 in like a group match, the fights will end quicker because you're doing more damage. I thought that was
Yes,
like
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
good way
Yeah.
to speed along the game.
And it makes it so you're not getting dicked as bad in multiplayer matches.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
And we saw in the tournament that they got like a new. Was it, what do you call it, David? The
What?
Battlefield stages.
Well, no, they have like a mini map up in the top right corner or whatever. It shows like
it shows the bounds of the stage.
yeah, it shows like the out of bounds.
Yeah. Seems cool. Seems really good to know when you're about to get actually knocked out.
Oh, and fucking like just a couple minor changes to some of the characters, like Villager. You can see what's pocketed. Robin, like
Yeah.
you can track the like length of your ability. Like you know how you
Shulk.
fizzle after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shulk,
Shulk
you can
was
like
the big one.
radial
real quick,
menu.
yeah,
It's
way better.
easier to. Yeah.
Also,
So a lot of the changes were crazy, like really good.
Also, obviously, the biggest Snake coming back, Ice Climbers coming back, and Pichu coming back, and Pokemon Trainer, I guess too.
Yeah.
And you can be a female Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, you can.
And a
She's cute.
female Pikachu, yeah.
That too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be a female Pichu. I was gonna make a joke. I didn't make it. I'm gonna save it till now. If they had announced like Tommy Lauren was playable, Cheyenne would have been like female Tommy Lauren. Great. During the it was a joke. Never mind. Doesn't
I don't know who that is.
All right.
I know who it is. That's
Still,
the
yeah.
It went over my head.
It was
Sorry.
it was a joke.
Says, I know that joke.
Oh, is
wasn't
that
funny.
how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
You thought it was Tommy.
You should have said like Tammy Lasagna, and I would have known what you're talking about.
See, that's more funny. You should have gone with one
Fuck
of
you,
those.
Drew, man. I'll spoil fucking prey for you. Fuck you, Drew.
I watched the fucking the live
Yeah,
stream, you
spoil
dipshit.
prey for
It's
all
spoiled
12
for
people
everyone.
that are gonna watch that.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
don't
thought
watch
this
the
was a solid conference overall. I do agree there was a little heavy on the Smash stuff, but
The best part was
There was
the
some
new mecha game from
That looked
Armored
cool.
Core director. I don't remember his name. I'm
yeah,
hyped.
that looked neat.
Looks fun.
That looked cool.
Overcooked 2 was
Overcooked
probably my
2, yeah.
favorite thing. 4-player
Yeah.
co-op, online co-op.
And it's coming out in August,
Mhm.
so that's awesome.
Yep. There's a if you like pre-order it, there's a DLC pack called the Too Many Cooks pack, where you get
That's
which
cute.
I thought was really cool. So
Wheelchair raccoon back.
yeah, dude, the handy-capable raccoon is OP in that game. To be totally honest.
I liked Nintendo's conference. I think we all more or less agree that this. I mean, and I said it when I found out how long it was. That Smash was like too long. I mean, you have 3 days of Treehouse. You could have really focused.
Yeah.
on
Oh, I
as
forgot. I
that
totally
one.
forgot to say December 7th, Smash coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
meh.
a little late.
Oh,
I
and
thought they
fucking
were
done,
gonna
like,
today
why?
it.
officially
Yeah.
announced GameCube adapters and
Oh yeah,
all that shit,
GameCube
too.
controller support too. Yeah.
If only they would release the fucking GameCube again.
Yeah, if it was possible to buy the adapter and controllers, like
I'm sure
Oh, they're gonna be
I
sold
think
out.
you can buy
forever.
the adapter for the Wii U one now, but I would
I
not
need
count
that
on
shit
it
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
But
is better
I
than
think-
anything we've gotten since the GameCube, right here.
The Pro controller.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a solid
Pro
controller,
is very
but-
good. So I'll
pretty
just,
good
But I
controller.
liked
I'm cool with just using that.
I liked seeing everything. I thought it was all pretty good. I just think that like kind of going through them the way that we were, and Reggie didn't talk too much, and it was really nice. And then hearing like 20 minutes of Smash, I'm excited about it, and I think everybody that knows about Smash is obviously excited about it. Like, and we knew we were gonna see gameplay because of that tournament. So if you really cared enough, you'd be watching the tournament, or like if you can, which and I did watch it, and it looks great. But I think they could have slipped in maybe one more announcement or one more like. Yoshi had gameplay last year, and I know that Yoshi's not like a god tier game by any means, but like Yoshi was shown last year and it had gameplay, so like I would expect Yoshi's Flipping World to be Flipping Island or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, whatever in that league.
Yeah.
Also like this is the same thing of the Square conference. Not that like we put so much pressure on it because Nintendo does have a conference every year, but no Metroid 4 or Prime 4, no of that Star Fox like racing game that like had been like rumored and stuff for months beforehand.
No Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
but I will say
I wasn't expecting it, but I still hope that it's coming someday.
And here's what I think. I think that Nintendo's done a pretty solid job at pacing. Like it seems like that first year they, like we said, they blew the load on that. But like even with this year, I mean, nobody knew a Mario Party was coming out, and that's coming out. And then you have Smash, and there's the new Pokemon. So, like, that's the latter half of the year. We normally expect a Direct, probably one more Direct this year, and then we always get, like, a New Year Direct. I would be surprised if we don't see something, and I know it's a bigger game, but I'd be surprised if we don't see Metroid in either, like, a January Direct or, like, probably a January Direct. Because that's, like, you want to start off the year right, be like, here's a CG trailer. You'll see more at E3, but here's Metroid Prime 4, and it's coming holiday 2019.
Yeah, Nintendo more than any other first party is busted nuts left and right with game announcements throughout the year. So
yeah.
Real quick though, have you guys seen the memes about like the character roster from Smash Brothers? There's like it's every character ever, but there's no Waluigi. Like he's just been left out in the fucking
that's
cold.
fucking
Well, he was like an assist trophy, which was kind of sad.
Poor Waluigi, dude.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Pour one out for Nice Legs, Crooked Dick. But that has been our E3 recap episode of the Current Gaming Podcast, episode 57. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/currentgaming, on Twitter at currentgaming_, on youtube.com/currentgaming, and on Twitch at twitch.tv currentgaming_. My name is Charles Blades. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Tula and on Instagram at Charles Tula, where you can watch #Charles 1 Minute Reviews. Drew, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Trophy Pops. You could also find me on Epic Games.
Oh shit, we didn't even talk about
Daddy,
Fortnite. Fucking Sony fucking
because
Fortnite.
Because I wanted to test it out, and because I'm Sony, I can't.
Save it for their inevitable statement later this week.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's inevitable. I wouldn't be surprised if just nothing happens.
We'll see, but it's whatever.
Cheyenne, where can everybody find you?
I'm on Twitter at Hoopflowers.
Coolio, and then how about you, Aaron?
On Twitter at Aaron M. Weeks.
Sounds good. David?
My guy Dave on Twitter.
Awesome.
Find him staring at the Audacity.
I'm watching the Audacity thing. It's fun.
It's mesmerizing. It's whenever you talk, it moves.
Wow.
Whoa.
This has been the Current Gaming Podcast, episode 57, and peace.